We're down here at the Black Dot in Lithonia, Georgia, and I'm excited to be here and bring you to this event tonight. Tonight's event is called How You Will Get and Keep Your Next 100 Clients. So that is what we're discussing tonight. How we'll keep the next 100 clients in your business. So, as business owners, we are all the visionaries of our businesses. Again, if you clean homes like I do, I'm really good at cleaning homes. If you sell shoes, you're good at making shoes. If you make teas, you're good at that. Most of us are not equipped to run our businesses as we are to create the product or idea that powers our business. That's what separates the visionaries from the business people. And what we're going to bring you tonight is going to bring that together. The running of your business actually, and then the producing, of whatever it is that you're the visionary that you make, whether it's shoes, tea, service, products. We're going to show you how you are going to connect with your next 100 customers and actually service them with operational ease. That's the big difference. Maybe we can't, but can you bring on 100 customers right now? How would that actually look for your business? Would you be able to service them? Would you be able to go out to 100 homes? Would you be able to create 100 pair of shoes? Would you be able to brew 100 cups of tea and get it to your customers with operational ease? That is what we are covering here tonight. So again, we're going to be diving into the strategies and techniques that will not only show you how to bring in your next 100 customers, but how to keep them with operational ease. So, a little bit about myself and our guest speakers. My name is Shireen Dickens. I am here from New York City. I love coming down to Atlanta. I have been in business for 8 years now. My business is commercial and residential cleaning, the Finishing Touch NYC, and that is where my expertise comes in. My partner, Clive Morrison, he does all of the automation and all of the techie stuff that I don't understand with the business. And my other partner here, Ketta Crosby, is going to teach you how social media dominance is going to take you from dominance, how that's going to take you from no one knowing you to everyone knowing you and knowing your service. All right, so the clicker is up. We ready to rock and roll for real? Oh, we're not clicking. No problem. So, before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know this event is being sponsored by Ready Sale Pro. That is the CRM that we use to power our business. What is Ready Sale Pro? Like I just said, it is the customer relationship management tool that we use to power our business. We connect with our clients. We do email, text, all kinds of stuff like that is run automatically. All of the all of the things that take you a lot of time that we all know we need to do and don't actually do it, like sending out 100 emails or connecting with 100 clients per day, sending out marketing material daily, regularly, consistently. These are the things that the CRM does. So that was a small word about them before we move on. So, since my clicker doesn't work, but it's working, yay! All right, so Ready Sales Pro is our top CRM for connecting, communicating, and closing our clients. These are the 4 C's that we need in order to move our business forward. A lot of us don't connect with our clients regularly as we should. We'll get a client, we'll sell them once, and we'll never speak to them or think about them again. And this is what this system bridges. What we know we need to do and what actually needs to get done. So, connecting, communicating, and closing clients through Ready Sale Pro. I'm gonna have to fight with this clicker before the evening is over, okay?
Which one go? Forward or backwards?
Forward.
You got it?
Yep. All right. All right, now see, we're not working now.
He's doing it for you.
Oh. All right, so I did that one, right? I'm responsible for something going good up here. I know it. All right, so how do we get you to your next 100 clients? So my partners and I have developed something called a roadmap. So we didn't develop it, but we kind of tweaked it a little bit in order to show you guys exactly how we guide you 9 steps through to getting, retaining, and serving your customers with operational ease. So here's our roadmap. I'll go through each of these 9 steps with each 9 actionable steps on what you can do and how we are going to help you guys, again, get your next 100 clients and keep them. So each of us will be speaking about different sections, and in our first section of the roadmap, we'll be speaking about facing reality. And what that really means is knowing your numbers. For business owners, out of 100 that I speak to, 98 of us don't know our numbers. When I say know your numbers, what numbers even come to your mind? How many sales you're getting? How much is your profit? How much is your revenue? How many clients do you have? Even though we have a vague idea of knowing our numbers, do we really know what's going on with this? Knowing these numbers is not equivalent to. As business owners, we all have goals and destinations, right? We want to make $1 million. We want to maybe open up a few more offices. Maybe we want to sell our businesses. But we don't know where we are now before we even can try to get somewhere. So this is what knowing your numbers is all about. And for this section, my partner Clive is going to be speaking about exactly what numbers you need to be knowing and everything that is associated with that. So let's welcome Clive Morrison. Woo!
I take the mic. All right. So I got to, next slide. Outside. All right. I'm getting with the cameraman here. Production. Next. I got you. Thank you, sir. And so appreciate it. Thank you for everybody coming. Glad everybody's here. So today, I'm going to talk about, the first thing we're talking about is knowing your numbers, right? And as she said, it's very important. And not just knowing your numbers. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to break the man click over here. I should throw to the Ketter. The man with the hands. All right. So we're going to talk about knowing your numbers. We were saying facing reality because a lot of times inside of our businesses, we don't look at the numbers. It's like, hey, do we have money in the bank or we don't have money in the bank, right? Every customer, every day is like we're fighting for our life, right? We're like, oh, man, I need to get a customer. And as she said before, somebody comes in, they buy something from us, and then we're on to the next person. We're not really thinking about how do we engage person? Because what we don't really understand is that whatever you're selling, there's 1,000 people selling that same thing, right? It's very hard to sell something that's totally unknown to anybody in the market, right? And even if you do that, there's going to be a competitor that comes along and, copies what you do, say, oh, that lemonade selling good. I'm going to make my own lemonade, right? Oh, they see the cleaning company like that. I'm going to take their style, right? Somebody's going to come along and do that. So, and because of that, all the value is in your first customer. All the value is in, hey, like and trust this person. I've gotten lemonade from them, making sure that I get them and make sure, or, cleaning, because we're in the cleaning business. Got the master cleaning here. You got the moving business. How many times a customer that came back to you and you service a customer a year later, 2 years later, right? And they're like, and you're like, man, I don't even remember that person. And just start sending out emails to them, linking to them. And I say all this because understanding the numbers will understand how profitable that is when somebody comes, right? So I want to ask a question first is, how many business owners are in here? All these business owners, all right, okay. A lot of business owners, all right. Online, I can't see online, but I'm figuring there's a lot of business owners online too. And the thing is that, does anybody run a lot of ads? Is that how you get customers? You get customers by running ads? All right. Anybody else run ads? Okay. How many people do networking? Networking, right? What other ways do you get customers? Referrals, right? Referrals. Okay. All right. Now, ads. Out of all three of those, which one's the most expensive?
The ads.
The ads. They're very expensive, right? And then after that?
My SEO.
But after you do the SEO is after that. So all of that is because you're pouring money into SEO. You're trying to do organic, right? What's your business? I'm sorry.
I have a medical
A medical spa, yes, all right. So the SEO is after that, right? You're pouring money into SEO, and then you're doing networking, right? And then referrals, which is the best way, the least expensive, but the least predictable, correct? All right. Can we use you as an example? All right, all right, all right. I'm glad. All right, I got somebody to use an example. Okay, I'm bringing these numbers over here. I'm gonna bring my trusty whiteboard out here. All right. So these numbers right here, lifetime gross profit, lifetime value, annual gross profit. Does anybody know what those numbers mean? Anybody know what those numbers mean?
Lifetime value is how much you plan on making from one client for the duration of your business.
Yep.
Lifetime gross profit is going to be how much you make off of them as actual profit, rather than, that's including, the expenses it takes to service them. And annual gross profit is the same thing, but only in the span of a year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, he been listening. My man been listening, right? Nah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So this allows you understanding these numbers, lifetime gross profit, annual gross profit, lifetime value for the people who are online. As he said, lifetime gross profit is how much, well, we'll start with lifetime value, is how much a person spends with you over the course of your time, what they're doing your business, right? So if your product is $300 and they spend $300 every month and they stay with you for 2 years, right? 3,600 to 72, right? 7,200, right? That's the lifetime value, okay? Now, a lot of companies start with lifetime value. Software companies, things like that, because they're like, all right, how much revenue can I get out of a company? And the reason, and so I'm just going by, you'll hear online, people say, hey, what's the lifetime value of a customer? Now, I don't use that number because we're small businesses. So most software companies who people started turning the terms of lifetime value, the software companies, they make 80, 90% profit margins. So lifetime value, it's 100% once they get you as a customer, right? It doesn't take anything to service 100 more people. It maybe take 1,000 people just to service just a little bit up the computation, right?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
Turn my phone.
no, you good. So, and having that lifetime value, so that's why they do that lifetime value. But what really happens is it takes a long time to recuperate. So they're like, okay, if somebody's going to spend with me $5,000 over 5 years, I'll spend $3,000 to get that customer, right? But you may not see a profit until year 2, year 3. Does anybody have that time to wait for the profit?
I need my profit today.
So does anybody have that time to wait? So it's like year 2, year 3 until you see a profit from a customer. So that's very hard for a lot of small businesses, right? You haven't seen a profit. You're not making any revenue. You're not making any money off of that. So then we understand the lifetime gross profit. Same number, but what lifetime gross profit is, how much profit do I make every time I service the business? So we're using your numbers. What does your service cost you? What is the average service cost you?
$250.
$250 for the service, right? That would the person would who's spending the money to buy it. All right. And what's the average? And what's the it's all right. It's all right. My little pad. All right. You got it? All right. You got it? Appreciate it. All right, so 250 is and how many times a month do they come? The average.
On average, 12.
12 times a month?
Yeah.
So they spend with you 250 a month every time, and they come 12 times a month. Okay, so for the year, they're coming 144 times.
I don't see the average client for a year.
Oh, how long do you see the average client for?
Probably 3 months.
For 3 months. Okay, so what we do with that is we still do the annual revenue value, but we just reduce it by the 3. So if we said we did it 144 times, right? 144 times 250. What would that be? I gotta get my calculator out. My math is not that good. Y'all gonna help me out back there?
36K, a scenario.
But I'm looking for a different number.
36,000.
Yeah, 36.
All right.
Then you gotta divide that by what, 12? Oh.
Yeah. So she has just 250 a session, right? And they do 144 sessions. Is that right? You said no. See, that's why I got the number wrong.
We'll say it's about 3 months.
It's about 3 months. So in them 3 months, and they do 12 per month. So they do 36. All right, that's the number. So 36, 9,000, right? Okay. 9,000 divided by 4.
That's 2250.
2250. All right. So that is what the annual value would be, right? That's how we calculate it, right? Over the life, but because you don't use lifetime value because they don't go past a year for you, but they don't go to a year. So what we do is we just say it's like a year, right? So now that we know that, how much is what is the gross profit off of that, off each client, each time you service them? Let's just say half, all right? We'll just say half, okay? Just for, you don't have to put your numbers out there, but let's say half, right? And so now you know that divided by 2, so it's 1125. You got it? 1125, right? So that's what would be your gross profit, annual gross profit for this client, right? Now, if you spent, how much would you be willing to spend to make 1125?
Maybe 5 to 10% of that.
So if you say you're going to spend 10%, right? Now we always look at it at 20%, right? Now, of course, I say 20% of your annual gross profit is what you can spend, right? But let's say this was 10%, that would be 112, so that'd be 224, right? 225 because it's 50 cents. All right, so that means you could spend 225 in order to make 1125, right? Profit. So off each client that came in, you understood that 225, 009. So that means each client you would make $900 off of every time you got a client to fulfill your entire service, right? So now you can understand. Of course, the goal is to lower that number. That's why we're doing through referrals. That's why we're trying to network. We're trying to say, hey, every customer that comes in, how can I give a referral? How can I say, here's 100 to get 100? Hey, if you bring anybody in, because now you understand your numbers to understand exactly what it costs you to acquire a client. Once you understand these numbers, now you say, okay, if I put in $200 every time, I'm gonna make $925, right? Every time. And understanding that, now you can understand when you're doing SEO, when you're looking at it, when they're telling you, hey, it's $2,000 a month, $3,000, whatever they're telling you that it is, right? SEO I know can be expensive, right? And you're saying, okay, how many leads did I get through SEO? And then you can see, is this really worth it? Is this something I can do? But then you can lower the cost of SEO because then you're like, okay, I understand that SEO on the front end is costing me $225. If I can get it down to that, because that's what you wanted at that price. But then, of course, you want to do other things to say, how can I cross-sell, upsell, get a referral? What other ways can I actually get clients to refer me to other clients? Or how can I up the order value of the client, right? So we know that right now they're spending $22.50. How can I up that order value? Or how can I get them to refer me to somebody so that I can get another order from somebody else? Or I can pass them off to somebody else and say, hey, medical spa, you need a pedicure? I have my friend who does pedicures. She gives me 10% back, and you have a network. So everybody, and these are trusted individuals that you have. So now you've seen all the ways that you monetize off one client, and instead of going to chase after 50 more clients, you're like, hold on, Let me see all the ways that I can make money and I can be a benefit to them and they can be a benefit to me, and that we can all benefit from this service because they know, like, and trust you, right? And that's how you want it to be. So that's all I want to talk about. Does anybody not understand what I was saying about offers? About understanding your numbers? Okay, so that's basically it. So if you want to know your numbers and understanding that you want to know, it comes down to this. Understanding what your annual gross profit is of your client, that you get from your client, and trying to lower it. 20% is a good number, but you want to get it as low as possible. If you can get it to 5%, 3%, right, then you're doing amazing, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you say right here, you're spending 112, that's 10%, and then you're spending, so that's 10%, if you're spending half of that, right, which would be about $63, right? Something like that. So if you're spending that and saying that you want to be able to get a client with that and get it to 5%, right? So if you can put in $65 to get back, or 60 would be 120, about $55. If you could spend $55 to get back $11.25, you would do that all day, correct? All right, so it's just putting $1 in, getting $1 out. Understanding your numbers will give you clarity, so when you're going to spend money, you see money coming in and seeing money coming out, you won't be scared to spend money because you'll understand exactly what you need to do to get numbers, all right? All right, that's it. Any questions about that? Any questions online? I don't know if they got any questions online. He's folding over, man. It's done with him, man. He's done. He's fighting. I ain't got no more numbers.
You got it the first
I
time.
know. That's what I'm trying to figure out myself. I'm like, yo, he was sitting on there. He was good money. All right, there you go. He laying on there. All right, that's it. Since nobody has any questions, there's no questions online. Appreciate it. I'm gonna give it back to the host. Thank you very much.
Woo-hoo! Thank you, Todd. Let me sit down.
Oh, the microphone.
Yes.
Gotta have it on.
So the actionable steps that I want you guys to take from this is, A, what are the numbers that you need to know? Clive just broke down a few of the numbers, but there's actually a lot of them that are going to be relevant to you knowing where you are in your business now and where you want to go. So if anyone wants a specific list with that information, reach out to myself or Clive and I'll send you a PDF with those numbers on it. And then what you can do as your homework, because again, this is an actionable workshop. Your homework for this is going to be figure out those top 3 numbers. Your lifetime value of a client, your annual value of a client, and your annual profit on a client. Just knowing those numbers in itself will allow you to say, hey, okay, whoa, I'm spending, like the example that he gave with you, lets you know exactly what you need to spend to get to a client. So you can say, hey, how many times would I spend $55 to make $1,200? Every time, all day. But what if you do those numbers and it's skewed? You realize that you're spending $400 to get a client that's worth $414. That's not really worth your time. But if you don't know these numbers, you're not going to know that. So again, reach out to us after the show. I will send you a PDF with all of these numbers on it. And that's your action, all right? So thank you so much for that, Clive. Our next step.
I got you.
You see me over here hard pressing it, right? So our next step is offer refinement. And this is my expertise. So what I want to ask you guys first, and this is an open question for all of our business owners here, what is your offer?
Yeah.
Anybody? What's your business offer? First, what is an offer, right?
I was gonna say, what
Yeah.
for what though? 'Cause
An
that
offer.
means a lot to me.
Yep,
That
an offer.
means a lot of different things when you say what is the offer that I'm willing to accept to sell my business, my
No.
strategy, or
What is the offer for your services? What is your service?
it depends on it depends on what you need.
What is your service?
We are a real estate investment group. We're a real estate developer, so it depends on what you need and what phase of construction you need.
Okay. So what offers do you have? Well, take one of them and show me and tell me what your offer is.
Okay, so for example, light gauge steel framing, the framing for your home, it depends on if you need 1, 2, 3, or 4, if it's commercial, residential. Let's just say you need 1 residential property, and I need the square footage, and then I can calculate it in for my linear square footage, and then I can give you a quote for what that is, and then that would be your offer for that particular service.
So if I'm a realtor and I come across your page, what is going to make me stay there knowing that I need your service? What am I going to see, or what is it that you're saying that says, holy shuckaboli, I need you and I can't go anywhere else?
Well, first, it depends on what your need is. And in today's housing market, 68% of people in the country cannot afford the homes that are available.
This
in
is
the
true.
market. So what
I'm part of it.
what we're selling, I tell people all the time when I do home buying seminars, I'm not selling you anything. I'm presenting an option. I'm presenting hope. So what you can actually realistically say is that I'm selling hope that you can afford to purchase a micro luxury home priced out at $199,900 to $249,900.
So then that would actually be your offer. Like, hey, I've got hope for you that you can get into a home.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So the reason that I asked that is because most of our business owners today don't even have a valid offer. A lot of them will say if you're selling a product or if you're, selling services like this, like, hey, take 5% off first time you talk to me. Those orders are shit. Those are terrible. Right. Everyone does it. No one cares about it. So when I'm asking what your offer is, what I really want to know is why, when I as a consumer come across whatever way you're showing me your business, whether it's digitally, whether it's a flyer, somebody told me about it, why would I stop what I'm doing and go and deal with you and your service, right? So for me, I run a cleaning business. I specialize in office cleanings, and my offer is a free office cleaning. Free, no strings attached. Show me your address, we'll show up with supplies. That's knockdown, drag out. I had to think about that. Like, dag, what could I do so that if someone says, I need an office cleaning in New York City, but they look at my website, why would they not leave? How can I get their information right now? So that's what the offer is. How are you?
That's the same as the promo then, right?
Yeah, offer,
Okay,
promo.
okay.
The reason, again, whatever the word we call it, what is the reason that your client, so you're a medical spa. If I know that, I've been thinking about this massage or I've been thinking about these services for the last 3 weeks, but then I come across your website, what makes me say, holy shuckaboli, I gotta go with your medical spa, right?
Oh, yeah, because I have first time incentives for clients.
There's your offer, right? A lot of us as business owners don't even have an offer. We're out here like, yeah, I do this. Come get it from me. Why? There's 70 other people who do the same thing.
Right.
What are you saying that's going to stand you out? So your offer as business owners is literally the center of everything you've got going on. It's the center of your sales. It's the center of your marketing. It's the center of your advertising, because the offer says, why are you going to do business with me? And if it is a bland offer, that's like selling a white t-shirt in Walmart. They have 78,000 of them. Some of them got one piece of color on it. They stand out from you because you're bland now. And that shirt with that one red heart jumps out. So when I'm saying what is your offer, that's what it is. Why would you do business with my company? So a lot of us as business owners don't even have an offer, and that's where we're going wrong. And if we do have an offer, it's one of those poo-poo 10% off your first visit. Everybody does that. Literally, everyone does that. There is no reason for a customer to deal with you over the next company who's running the same deal. So in this section, in this portion of the roadmap, what I want for our business owners to do is think about your offer if you have one. What is it? Is it a knockdown, drag out offer? If you were a customer and you came by your website or your whatever it is, would you deal with you? Would you go and do business with you? Right? So as homework, I want all of us as business owners to go home tonight and think about that. What is your offer? Why would people take it? Right? And then define and craft you an offer. So how do you do that? Figure out what the pain point is in your industry. You're in the medical spa industry. What are the pain points of the clients that are coming to your industry? They're hurt, they're in pain, they need service, they feel a certain kind of way. However they feel, that's what you're selling them on. That's what people buy on. They buy on feelings. How does your offer make them feel? Does it make them feel like a valued client? When people look at my offer and they pass, I'll hit them back on the email like, hey, was free too expensive for you? Right? So, but that's how I'm bringing people in and just allowing them to see what kind of amazing service I offer. So again, you're off. If you have food, maybe you come in and you buy a dish with one side and we'll throw you another one. Or if you buy your food, we'll give you a drink. It's like the big stores like McDonald's. McDonald's has the 99-cent coffee. That's how they kick off their breakfast. The 99-cent coffee is the offer, 99 cents on any size. I'm a coffee drinker, so that hit all the nerves for me. I'll go and eat their disgusting ass I'll go and eat their disgusting breakfast about that coffee, okay? Because it's so cheap. That is an offer. You want to get people into your sphere so then you can sell them on all of your services, on everything that you have to offer. So that is what the offer is, and what again, I said that, not the regular 15% off your first service, because that's what everyone does. So again, your offer is, what is it that is going to entice your customers to come and do business with you, not go think about it, not go talk to their spouse like, holy shuckaboli, I need this. So again, that's the offer. What I want you guys to do as your actionable homework, because again, this is an actionable workshop. We don't just want you to leave here like, oh, that was cool. No, we want you to go and actually apply some of these tactics that's going to make your business better, that's going to make you more money tomorrow. So I want you guys to go home, think about your offer, put together your offer, and ask yourself or someone close to you, hey, if I'm a lash tech and I say, hey, if you come and get your lashes done, you'll get your next refill free or something like that. That's the offer. Is that going to bring people in? So that's my part about the offers, and that's your homework for tonight. Go home and write that offer, all right? So our next, going back to class. Our next, again, holy shagabali. So the next process is, the next part of our roadmap is your sales process. So I'm good at sales. I love sales. I ain't scared of nobody. I worked the phones during the mortgage industry. We didn't have no FaceTimes, no way to get you to trust me. Like, I'm just calling you like, yeah, fax me your social, your W-2s, and your last 4 months of bank statements, your birth certificates, everything, right? So I'm good at sales. I do it. That's my proficiency. A lot of business owners are not good with sales, and we don't know this. We think we're good at everything. We suck at mostly everything except what our business is, right? Whatever it is that you do, mostly everything else you suck at, right? So in the third step of this process, we want to refine your sales process. And before we can refine it, we have to say, what is it? A lot of times in coaching, calls me and I sell them. Yeah, it may be a terrible process, but it is a process. So sales and marketing is the centerpiece of how we're going to get our businesses in front of people and actually close deals, right? So if your sales process sucks, it don't matter if you're selling an infinite goose that lays golden eggs all day, on the hour, every hour it lays golden eggs. No one knows about it. You don't know how to sell it. You're sitting on something very valuable that's not making any money. So the first thing you want to do is figure out exactly what is your sale process. When a customer contacts you, what happens? And I literally, step by step, phone rings, you answer it. Hey, what's up? You want my business? Great. What's your next step? Do you send an email? Does a text come out? Is something automated? Do they have to hit you back and say, hey, yeah, I want your service for $10, and then you send them the $10 invoice and then they pay you? Whatever that process is, before we can make it better, you have to document what's happening now, right? Because most of us are in a space where we not only do we not understand, we haven't defined, documented, or even thought of our sales process. Again, we're the visionaries that create the sneakers, the cleaning services, the lashes, whatever it is that we do, right? So step one in this, of course, what is your sales process now? Then it's, how do you optimize this? Again, I've been in sales since early 2000s, but I didn't realize until about two years ago that I didn't have a sales script. I got on the phone and freestyled with everyone. That worked for me. I'm a people person. But on average, that's not going to work. And again, that's a lie. That didn't work for me at all either, because in every time that I'm performing a sale, something slipped, right? I'm supposed to send them back an email. They were supposed to call me back. I forgot about something. That's because I didn't have that process documented and scripted. So that's one of our second steps. Once we've figured out exactly what your sales process that you're doing now, not what you want to do, what's actually happening. The next step is going to be to refine, to optimize how you're doing your sales and how people are coming across you when you're doing your sales. So when you have a sales script, that literally locks in exactly what you are going to say. Hey, you're in this kind of pain? Great. I've got the solution for that. Hit me up right now, right? Even if that's my sales script, if I'm saying that every time, then I'm going to be able to streamline, track these results, see if it's doing right, see if it's, out of 1,000 calls that I make, if 200 people like it, I'm doing pretty good, right? If out of 1,000 calls I make, only 5 people like it, hey, something's wrong with what I'm saying. So that's why we write these scripts, so that we can get down on paper what we need to say and then make the changes as we put the sales script in front of people and see how they're reacting to it. Those are the best metrics that we're going to get with sales, is your actual clients, right? So our last step in this, we optimize it, we create our sales script, and then like I just said, we create and track your KPIs. So what are KPIs? Basically, that means important information that's going to help you make money. I know that's not what KPI stands for, but that's what it means. The important numbers that are going to help you make money. Like, out of 200 sales calls, how many people did I actually speak to? How many sales appointments did I book? How many of those appointments actually turned into clients? These are the numbers that you need to track in order to improve your sales. There's no point tracking anything if you're not going to do anything with the information, right? If I took 200 calls, counted up everyone, counted up how many people I talked to, and saw that, I only got one person out of every 200, but I don't take that data and actually improve, like, hey, what's wrong? Is it the time of day? Is it my tone of voice? Is it my sales script? If we're not doing that, go home, shut your business down. You're not going to make any money, all right? So our homework for this section for you is, what is your sales process? I want all of us as business owners to write that down. Not what you want to happen, not what you think should be happening. What is actually happening with you now? Even if you're writing your invoice on a piece of paper and sliding it under the door to somebody, write that down. And then come up with how you can optimize that. Because a lot of times we don't even see or notice what this process is, because we're just doing it. We're doing it on the fly every single time, as opposed to, having something stable. So that's your first homework. Your next homework is, when you write that process, you'll see what's wrong with it. Trust me. We all think our ideas are great until we say them out loud sometimes, right? Let's be like, wait, damn, that was dumb, right? So let's do this with our sales process. Then I want you guys to create your sales script. That's what I do. I literally write sales scripts for business companies. This is what I do. This is what I'm good at. Write your sales script, send it to me. I'll give you a pointer on it. All right. And then I want you to track and create your important numbers that matter. If you don't know your important numbers that matter, again, reach out to me. I'll help you with this. This is the point of this. But again, this is a business workshop, not a business listening shop. So I want you guys to actually get stuff done that is going to help you make money tomorrow. All right? So that is it for the sales process. Did anyone have any questions about this?
Can we just know what KPI means?
Can you tell them? Because I don't, I don't care for these acronyms. It means the numbers that's important about your money.
You always gotta talk about that, right? That's what it means. Important numbers.
The important numbers that's going to get you paid, okay? That's what KPI stands for. Important numbers that will get you paid. Don't know what the K is. And I didn't even write K. Look, I wrote KOIs. Y'all were going to be all screwed up watching me with this, okay? So again, if you don't have any questions, I want you guys to just write that down. That's going to be your homework with this section. Reach out to me if you want to know what numbers you should be tracking, because don't feel crazy when you sit and think about it and you don't know. Most of us don't, okay? That's why we start here with the process and putting everything together, all right? Reach out to me if you need, once you've gotten your sales script written, send it to me. I'll give you some pointers. Most of our sales scripts are terrible. You're talking about stuff they don't care about, like you. They don't care about you. They only care about the solutions you bring, right? So again, get them sales script written and send them in to me. And also let me know what KOIs you may need. I'll send them to you, okay?
Performance indicators.
Bam! Thank you. Because that one slipped my mind. I tell you, for me, it is the numbers that matter. That's what it means, all right? All right. So in our next step, I don't think that's me, but if it is, okay, y'all are in luck. Oh no, CRM optimization. This is the nerdy stuff, the tech stuff. And for that, I'm going to give it back to Clive.
Oh, man, thank you.
Of course.
All right. All right. Man, how do you follow with that energy right there, right? You don't, right? You don't. All right, CRMs. Man, this is how you get the information where you keep it at, and you keep it inside your system. So does anybody know what a CRM is? What it stands for, anything like that?
I know what it is. I don't know what it stands for. That.
What does it stand for, sir?
Customer relationship management.
Customer relationship management. He was studying, man. Listen, he was studying. He got to know his craft. You know, when he get up here, you go ahead. Why he know his stuff? He know his craft. All right. So the CRM. So what a CRM does is actually it takes you. When people go from stranger to clients. So you were talking about paid ads, networking, and everything. So the CRM handles everything that happens once you get somebody once you get their contact information, right? So everybody here, you guys all got a text from me and everything like that, right? You guys got a text and follow up. All that was from the CRM, right? The CRM allows you to do that. So we're taking it step by step. The marketing process, the sales process, and going to KPIs and understanding things with your CRM, which is first, you meet somebody and you're like, hey, what's going on? How many people have met somebody and got their number and just put their number into their phone and did nothing with it?
Yeah, me. A lot.
Right? So have you done that?
Well, I have a mobile business card.
Okay.
And it system and then goes through a little funnel and
Let's hear your funnel. I would love to hear. So how does this process work? You have a mobile business card. It does an automation, right? Which is, I've seen those cards where they say, hey, what's your track your information? It sends them back a text, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Or it sends it to my promo page because I always have some type of promo going on. Then it funnels it down the system where they obtain their information. They put a deposit there. It leads them to my calendar. I put them on my calendar. It sends them an automated text, and I do a phone consultation. And
So that's a funnel if everything works to perfection, right? So we start out documenting processes. Everything you just said is working to perfection. But let's break the funnel down and let's break down the CRM, what it does. Because it does a lot of things. And you see all these text, contacts, automate emails, voicemail, right? It does all these things, landing pages. So we're going to but all of this text doesn't mean anything to most people. It only means something if we understand what the usefulness of it, right? So we're taking your funnel that you do. So somebody comes in and they actually have it where they actually have they get your mobile card, they get to your promo page, right? Now, a promo page is what they call a landing page, right? It has your information, it has what you do, that you're amazing. Hey, we have a promo, this is our offer, come to our medical spa. Hey, are you in pain? Do you want something amazing to happen? You want to get healed? I have the hands of God. I can make sure that you can get healed, that you're going to be feeling great. If it's back pain, neck pain, and we're going to give you a promo where it's 50% off your first visit, or it's you get the first visit and then 50% off the next one, whatever your promo is, right? That's where they come to, correct? Now, what you said the next step was what? What was the next step?
obtaining their information, that's the emails and their basic information contact.
But you had their information from when you got their contact information, correct? You had their information when you got their contact information when you guys did the mobile exchange card.
No, they go to my page.
Oh, so on your mobile card, they're getting your information. You're not getting their information.
Does it cap? No, I don't get their information right away.
Okay, so what we want, so right there, what they become is not a contact, right? They're still, because if they come to your page and they just go away from your page, you have no way to retarget them, unless you're running retargeting ads.
I am doing targeted ads.
Retargeting ads.
Retargeting ads.
Yes, ma'am.
Probably not.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because I like you said, save that for the next one. So what happens is that we want to talk about when you meet somebody and you get their information, what happens, right? Because when you get their information, How do you follow up? If I said if we met today and we exchanged information, right? What would come to me? If I said, hey, yeah, my name is Clive, here goes my information, and you put me in your
I
phone.
do acquire basic information, but I try to run them through the funnel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they run through the basic information, how do you follow up with them? So, and I'm gonna give you an example. I'm just gonna give you an example, right? So, if somebody comes in and meets somebody, you have a contact, right? And so we meet today. I meet everybody as we did. Sorry, just came. That was your name, Anissa. Man. So Miss Canty, she came in, right? We met and got her information, right? So what happens is now it's like, hey, you registered. Hey, great to meet you, right? You're going through the path. Now, we want to see if I have a virtual assistant who then follows up with people. Hey, are you coming to the event? Are you going to come here? There's a process because at every step of the point, somebody may not take the action you want, which is I get their information. Once I get their information, I need to have a time frame of when I'm going to reach out to them. Because if we just put the phone number in our pocket, we haven't done what we need to do. Right? They were like, yeah, I was interested. I wanted to hear all about that, what you had. Like, yeah, all right, we're going to talk. You never talk. So what has to happen is your CRM has to be able to say, hey, contact this person in 2 days. You have a reminder. If that's your process, right? So we say, hey, my process is that every time I put somebody's name inside of my CRM, I put their name. I have a task that says, hey, you need to call this person in 2 days. Even better, when I put their name in the system, I send them a text. Hey, it was great to meet you. You know, my name is Clive and it was amazing. How can I help you? Is there anything that I could help you with? Or can you tell me more about your services, right? That goes back to a marketing thing. We're just talking about the CRM part. Then we're saying, hey, they haven't called us. They haven't done anything. We didn't get any response from them. We follow up with them 2 days later. We can say text, call, email. We can say, okay, for 3 days straight, we're going to text them, call them, email them, right? And those are automated. The call can be automated, or you can put them on a power dialer, or you can say, hey, I'm going to call them myself, text them, email them. You have to think about, because you don't want to harass anybody, but you have to think about what your cadence is. Once you understand your cadence of how you're following up with people, you're sending automated texts. Then you're putting them on a long-term nurture, which is telling them. So let's say they never contact you. They don't do anything. You have the information. Now you put them on your long-term nurture list, which is sending automated emails every month. So we've come from where the first thing that you did, you met them, you got their information, you sent them information about your landing page. They came to your landing page, which is your promo offer. And a landing page is just one thing that you want somebody to do. Hey, take me up on this offer right here where it's 2 for 1. You get 2 visits for 1 visit, whatever that is. That's what your CRM does. It organizes all your contact information. It makes sure that you keep connection with the contacts. You know where every contact is because also you want to document every interaction with a contact. Every time I've called you, every time I text you, every time I email you, there should be some documentation of what happened. Because think about it, you have hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people in your database. If you go back and somebody calls you, you want to be able to say, oh yeah, okay, this is Jim right here. We just talked about A, B, C, and D, and this was the last conversation. It was 6 months ago. And he was talking about it. Oh, I see you're interested again. And now we have AI, so we take those same phone calls, we transcribe them, give us a summary of the notes, and we put them inside the notes of the contact. Right? So every time you have a call, you can summarize the entire thing. So now you're making sure that there's no, what we say is, they say no child left behind. We say no contact forgotten, right? So we want to make sure that we don't forget about any contact in the database. We want to make sure that we're talking to everybody, we're connecting with everybody, and that we're in here in the database of the person. Because that is going to allow us to always make sure that we're not letting any money slip through the crack. And that's what the CRM does. Of course, you have to design it. You said you have a funnel, and that's what you want to be able to design is having that funnel, understanding where people are at. Because people don't just go through the entire funnel, right? How many people have you met, gave you their contact information? What percentage of those people would you say become clients, right?
Right.
And so,
yeah, I definitely know I can get better with the face-to-face. Most of my people are not face-to-face, though. They're SEO. They just look me up.
yeah, exactly. But I'm saying that they just looked you up, right? And even if they just looked you up, even we go SEO, right? When they come to your page, when they come to you from SEO, a lot of times, not everybody that lands on your page becomes a client. Not everybody that clicks on your offer and asks for a consultation becomes a client. Not everybody that becomes a client becomes a recurring client, right? So every step of that process, we have to document, see how we get better, and then continue to optimize, right? Every quarter you're going through with your team. Hey, what's this sales process right here? All right, we had, going back to the KPIs, the important numbers you need to know for your business that matter, right? Going back to that, it's like, it's saying, hey, 100 people came to the website and only 10 people took us up on the offer, right? Even click the link. We could use a heat map or something, or we could just order, click on a button if they're clicking it. And if we see that's the problem, we say, oh no, the SEO guy is not doing good, right? Because we can say that's not true. Depends on what the traffic is. His job is just to get traffic to the website, right? So we can say, okay, the SEO guy got 300 this month, 400 next month. I see more traffic going, right? But then when they get to the page, there's out of 100 people, only 10 people are even taking me up on an offer. So that means my offer's no good, right? That means I got to go to my landing page and see how can I do my landing page. And we're talking about where you have people who do conversion rate optimization. And all that means is that I just make your landing page look better, right? So that more people is more enticing to people to want to click on the button.
That's very helpful, because because I had some questions with my SEO. So I got an SEO optimizer. I don't know if you've heard of that. So I can check out the analytics, see if it matches what theirs is. And it tells me what a week. You got an A in performance. You got this. You got an F on social media. You got this. It tells me, kind of breaks it down. So I know how to target that. So the information. Thank y'all for having this show. It's very helpful.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad we can help.
Yeah.
So we just, like I said, we're just here to make sure everybody get the information, understands how we can improve our business, right? And we're just talking about the sales process itself, because what the CRM does. She was talking about the sales process, and we're talking about and the offer. So the offer is what you have on your landing page, right? Just tying it all together. Then the sales process is when somebody sees the offer oh, that's an amazing offer. Yes, let me go check that out. Then they go and book an appointment, right? So have you ever had anybody book an appointment and cancel?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know the conversion rate of that? Out of 10 people, how many people will cancel?
Probably one or two.
One or two, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you're at so you can say, hey, you know what? That's pretty good. It depends on the industry, right? And you're like, no, I'm doing pretty good. 20% cancel rate, right? So then we can say, no, I want to get that better. How do I improve that? Now the next point is, out of all the people that get on the appointment, then we can say, how many people actually turn into sales, right? From there, and we can say, we can look at each bucket and we can see where do we need to get better. Because then we say, oh no, I got everybody on the sales call. 20% is great. Got everybody on the sales call, but out of those 8 people that got on, only one person bought. So now we know that the sales script is got to get better, because we can measure every single aspect of the sales process, and that goes through the CRM. Because your dashboard, once you have a CRM, you have the pipeline inside of your CRM, and all the pipeline is just counting where everybody's at and what actions they took. You said, okay, 100 people started off, 20 people came in and they clicked the button and said they wanted an appointment. They got the appointment. Out of those 20 people, 18 said they're going to sign up for a sales call. Out of those 18 who signed up for a sales call, 16 showed up to the sales call. And out of those 16, 3 bought. Oh, the problem's right there at the sales script. And when you have your CRM set up correctly, I can just come in and look and say, okay, this is where your problem is at. But when you don't know these numbers, you don't know where your problem is at in your business. You're just lost. You don't even understand what's going on. So this is why the CRM is very important. All the other stuff is great. Getting reviews. It has, review automation, making sure your SEO is up, all the things that are important. But understanding your process, once you have what we call client acquisition dialed in, which is just making sure that everything from a stranger to becoming a client is documented, and you have and it's counted, you have measurements for it, then you can go say, okay, let's go to social media now. Because now I can say, now I just need to drive more traffic to this right here, because I knew where the problem was at and I could fix it. But we driving the traffic to something we don't know what the problem is. We're like, oh, I need to go on social media. I need 1,000 more clients. But you're not even servicing the clients you have. You have 1,000 prospects you haven't even talked to, that you haven't even reached back out to in your database. You're going to talk about reactivation, and you're going to see This is what we need to be doing. So the CRM is very important just to be able to organize context, communicate with context, and make sure you're keeping up with everybody. All right. So I hope that gave y'all. Anybody got any questions about CRMs? Anybody? Was that a good explanation? Was that fully understandable? Right?
Does it work for all industries?
It works for all. Everybody got to have a CRM. If you, it works. You don't have to have a CRM. If you want your business to be running efficiently, right? You need a CRM. That's what happens. If you want to be able to run efficiently, and because we've all done business without a CRM, right? And the real thing is, a CRM can be done without. You can have one that's not even a computer, right? You could just, because if you really just measured, it'd be hard. But if everybody came to your website, and everybody who came in, you started documenting on sticky notes, right? You can have your own. You can make up one. That would be very, very difficult. Yes, sir, in the back.
So how does AI help your CRM optimize for sales purposes? Like how can you use AI in the CRM?
Couple ways. That's a great question, right? Because I know AI is the big hunter in the room, right? So follow up first is following up with people, right? It's just because you can have AI doing the follow up, having messages. Once you document your knowledge base inside of AI, it can do a lot of the conversational things for you. The next thing is it can analyze data. It can analyze scripts, like what your conversations are looking like. There's certain AIs that can analyze, okay, what was this conversation like, right? If you have somebody working for you, we have a virtual assistant agency, and what's another thing that we can do is that I can have a script, I can match what happened in that conversation and see if that script was actually followed, right? So I can make sure, because of course you don't want to be in sales every day, you want to delegate the sales process, but how do you know, that's a whole nother discussion there, delegation, but how do you know the sales script is actually being done? Then, so following up, taking the call recordings, like I said, and tracking what you're doing, and then taking all your data and analyzing it, right? Now, if you don't have data, you can't analyze it. So, and he was talking about retargeting, we were talking about that, we were talking about heat maps, right? So there's very, very technical things that can be done that when you're diving into into marketing, sales, and you're getting really, really dialed in, that the AI can help you decipher. Because it's one thing to capture the information, like, oh, I got all this data. What does it mean? What does the data actually mean? And you can put the data inside of AI and say, what do you get from this? What have you learned from this data that I have right here? And once you understand that, so when somebody comes with you all the technical, hey, I can get you SEO, and each backlink can do A, B, C, and D, right? Or I'm running paid ads, and this paid ad on this. What did we get with this creative? What did these numbers actually mean? And the AI can help you decipher those numbers.
Talking about ChatGPT, right?
Not just ChatGPT is a type of AI. There's many types. There's Gemini. There's Claude. Those are just there's other. Then you have people build large language models, which are your own knowledge bases, right? That you can create yourself, right? So there's many. So people just think about ChatGPT as the first. That's just the first line of. It's just because it was the most popular. Everybody thinks about that. But there's so many other things. You can build a knowledge base that has nothing to do, that can't even be read. Like you can just really just video all your stuff, and then you can start talking to it, and it'll give you all your answers from what you think about. You say, hey, if you read all, you could take all these books and just say, I just want the knowledge base based on these books and nothing else. And you could have a large language model based on that. That's all it is. So there's way more than just ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a type of what they all are, large language models.
Have you used Google Analytics?
Of course. Have I used Google Analytics? Just being funny. I'm saying no, it's not that. It's that.
I ain't got into.
Nah, I got you. That's what we hear. We're going to actually talk about that later. We talk about data optimization later on. So we're going to actually talk about that though. But it's just Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, understand Facebook Pixel, right? iOS updates. How do you get more data when they're trying to crack down on data? It's a lot going on, right? So, anyways, but that's what's going on, right? So, anyways, I'm here. I'm done. No more questions about the CRMs. If y'all have any questions, you can always email them.
About like a VA or something like that.
A virtual assistant.
What is that?
Somebody who comes in. We have a virtual assistant agency in Jamaica, and they are people who come in and they help you with the day-to-day tasks. Email, calendar, taking phone calls, making sure that you're even doing the AI stuff. I always tell business owners, Stop being in your email. Get out of your email. Get off your calendar. You know what I'm saying? Get off the phones. Let the virtual assistant do it, because you're great at what you do. And when you try to do those things, you're taking a job from somebody else. You're doing something you don't like. They want to do it, and you're taking a job from them. We can't be greedy. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Right. I'm gonna keep reaching at the shirt. So I'm gonna bring Keta on really quickly next, but I wanted to make a point about this CRM and just kind of bring it home to how this services business owners. So when I met Clive, I did not have a CRM. I didn't even know what it stood for. That could have meant like, chocolate, regular milkshake, as far as I'm concerned, right? Bam. So when I was introduced to a CRM, the first thing for me was that I have contacts all over the place. I have 4 separate business emails. I have Shireen Dickens, I have Shireen at Finishing Touch, I have The Finishing Touch. I have numerous different emails. So I've got different clients contacting me there. I've got business cards scattered around my house from every event that I went to and did one step of the networking process. I've got people in my phone contacts that reach out to me from 2016. Don't even know their names. I just know that hey, can you clean on Thursday? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Don't even know who you are. So the first thing that the CRM helped me do was just compile all of that, know who I'm talking to, and know what we're talking about. Because now in the cleaning industry, I'm always humbled by this, but I have people that reach back out to me from years ago. Hey, you cleaned my house back in 2018. I remember you. Again, they would have remembered me sooner if I'd been reaching out to them with a CRM, but they had to find my info and all of that. So first thing the CRM did for me was allow me to put all my contacts in one place and kind of just know where everybody come from and what they're all talking about. So that was just one of the most valuable things. Second most valuable thing was put me in contact with those contacts. In my CRM now, I have 28,000 contacts. 28,000. I didn't even know I had contacted that many people until I put them all together. So when I thought about that, I'm like, damn, 28,000. How many of them have ever heard from me more than once? Maybe 3 of them, 3 people, right? What kind of impact would that have on my business if just 1% of those people said, hey, you know what, I think I do need that free cleaning. So I just wanted to, Clive is very technical, big nerd. He's gonna tell you about all of the nerdy stuff that happens in the CRM with CROs and all that. We know about that. We don't know about that. What we know about is that we're not contacting our customers as regularly as we should. This is going to fix that. You're going to drop your numbers in there. You're going to create a sequence, or we'll help you create it. That's what we're here for. And then it's going to reach out to them people, and you're going to make you money. Because that's what I didn't hear what Clive said. How this is coming back to the money, right? If you can get to 1% of your people that and just have them rebook, like for your medical spa, of all the people you've had, if you could bring back 10% of them as recurring customers, what does that do for your business? There you go. That's how the CRM is going to make you the money. So I just wanted to tie that in, all right? So in our next one, we are going to talk about our reactivation campaign, which I love this. We're about to bring up Kevin. He's about to let you know what's going on. But separate statement. 90%. This is some real stuff. 90% of our sales come from retargeting. 90% of our sales come from retargeting. What does that mean? If I'm selling shoes, when I first come around with my shoes, out of 100 people, 10 of them got the cash on them right now and are decision makers like, yep, I need this. The rest of them are like, yo, those are fly. I ain't got $200 right now, but that's nice. So if you never reach back out to them, they're never going to think of you again. When you reach back out to them like, hey, so you're looking at them shoes, here's my offer. Second pair free when you buy one. Now you retarget, you've put your great offer in front of them, and now you're making money. So I'm going to bring up Ketter. He's going to talk about this, but I just wanted you guys to understand 90% of your business comes from the retargeting, okay? Here we go, darling.
Appreciate it. What's going on, everybody? Y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Are y'all getting the value from everything that we're talking about today? I know I am. So I want to pick up exactly where Clive and Shireen left off. And again, what she just said is a big deal. If you didn't hear it, I'm going to reiterate it. But one thing about CRM, and the reason why I know customer relationship management is because once I got introduced to CRM, once I understood what it was and how powerful it is, it changed my complete perspective of what business is. A lot of us have the idea of just making sales, like I said, getting to the money. But that part of it, that relationship, that customer relationship, it allows you to do so much more and allows you to expand your business. So I know I say this to Clive, and I might get a little bit of pushback from other people, but I say, if you don't have a CRM, you don't have a business. You're self-employed. If you don't have a CRM, you don't have a business, you're self-employed. And the reason why I say that is because having a business involves a process. So if I go out, and I sell t-shirts hand to hand, I'm selling something. But if I have a process where I can leave that t-shirt stand and I'm still making money, that's a business because it's able to work while I'm not working it. So the importance of a CRM is because it gives you that ability. I don't know how y'all did that with that light. The importance of a CRM is because it allows your business to keep running even when you're not operating it. You can automate tasks. He touched on some of the different things you could do with CRM. This is so robust. There's so many different things. There are literally people who get paid just to operate CRMs. So there's a lot to go into it. But one thing that we're going to touch on right now is reactivation campaigns. So what I call list re-engagement and list retargeting. Now, you mentioned earlier about you'd run retargeting ads. So that retargeting, we're going to touch on a little bit later on, a couple steps from now. For paid ads, that's another step on the roadmap. But right now, we're going to talk about list re-engagement and list retargeting. So Shireen touched on it just before, about 90% of sales come from retargeting. I want to reiterate that because most of the time, most of the people that are introduced to your business don't buy right away. What we call top of the funnel. They're just introduced to it. This is the first time they see your business, whether it's through content, whether it's through networking, whether it's through referrals, those type of interactions, that's top of the funnel. But what happens when they see your business, they understand your business, and they don't buy right away? You don't want to lose access to that person. Because the journey, and what we call a customer journey, from meeting a complete stranger to having them being a loyal customer, it's just that. It's a journey. You go through a series of stages, of processes, being able to nurture that relationship, talking to them, presenting value, all of those things, that is the customer journey. Now that first stage of awareness, where they first are interacting with your business, what you want to do is you want to maintain, nurture that relationship by being able to constantly reach out to them. So once and you said that, I don't believe it was, you said you should give them your mobile card, correct? Your mobile? So the importance, I know he touched on it, was by getting their information and that first immediate interaction is being able to get their email address. So now you have a direct line of communication. And we'll get onto social media in a little bit. But one of the things about social media is people stroll all the time. They might see your content, they might see your ad, they might, it might be something that they're interested in, but 5 seconds later they're looking at, I don't know, cat video, yeah, what I mean? The attention span is gone. But once you're able to gather someone's information, capture their information, you have a direct line of communication with them in a very personable way. It's their email. Everybody checks their email. Even if they have 4 or 5 different emails, they're gonna check one of them, right? And so once you have that ability to reach out to them, if they didn't buy the first time, now what you're able to do is to customize and create campaigns that are specifically targeted to people who may have been interested in June, may have been interested at one point in time, or may have saw the value at one point in time. Now you have the ability to create different campaigns to be able to reiterate your value, restructure your offer. So say you met up with Shireen, and she has made your offer 20 times better than what it initially was.
What I do.
If the first time they met you and you had a piss poor offer and this next time around, after you done and made your offer crisp, shiny, and now it's like, guess what you can do now? You can go back and re-engage with that person. You'll be able to get back in front of their face with a brand new look, a brand new offer, and guess what? Now it's a lot more intriguing. Now the conversion rate is a little bit higher. You know what I mean? inside jokes. You know, these what is they, these CROs, the KPIs. That's what you're talking about, right? Right. But that part of it is so important to your business because of what she said before. Most people aren't going to buy right away. A lot of people are skeptical right away. But once you have that ability to keep on presenting value, keep on showing, and you know, we talk about the top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. Those are marketing terms for that journey from a person being a complete stranger to actually being a loyal customer. But throughout that journey, you're able to give them client testimonies. You're able to give them add value, whether it's different offers, actual service evaluations, whether you give them like ideas or videos of you actually doing your massages. You're able to put that in front of their face to gain that trust, so that they know, like, and trust you, right? And we're gonna get to that a little bit more with social media marketing, because digital marketing, social media marketing in today's age takes it to a whole nother level. But before you get to social media marketing, before you get to digital media marketing, you have to have your CRM in place, because your CRM is going to be the cornerstone of your online presence, right? And back to what I said originally, if you don't have a CRM, you don't have a business. You might as well go out on the corner and sell hand to hand. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that. To be honest with you, get it how you live. But for your business to be able to operate, for you to, go on your vacations and still make money, for you to make money in your sleep, for you to grow and scale your businesses, you're gonna have to have CRM. You're gonna have to have something in place to keep that process going, that nurturing process, while you're not there. So the retargeting, right? And I'll just lightly, because a lot of times when we talk about retargeting, it goes into paid ads. What you were talking about before about, okay, when they come to your landing page and don't necessarily give you your information, they're still leaving a digital footprint. When you have things like Google Analytics, when you have things like Facebook Pixels, when you have things like Google Tag Manager, the minute someone lands on your page, there is a record being kept. If they convert, there's another record that's being kept. If they don't convert, there's another record of being kept. So all throughout that whole process, and this goes into the power of AI and the power of those things, they are analyzing that data. Now, once you have a list of people who maybe they did get your initial offer, but they didn't go any further, you have a separate database for those people that only went that far, if that makes sense. For anyone that's gone to this point in your journey and then backed out, you have a list of people who've done that. Now, if you have someone that went through that list, came to your offer and backed out, versus someone who came to your offer, went even further to go to your checkout page and then backed out, that's going to tell you two different sets of information. It's going to tell you different information depending on where along that customer journey they stopped. So you want to be able to use that information, so now you can retarget them with, maybe they needed more value. Maybe they needed more client testimonies. Maybe they needed more information in order for them to make that final sale, that final conversion. So that's the importance of not only just being able to re-engage with your list, what we talked about, some people don't buy on the first time, but now retargeting, because now you have the information to go and say, okay, this person came this far, but then they stopped here. But if I had sent them an extra email or two to push them over that limit, push that over the hump, okay, now they're a client. Now they've gone to that part of the stage. And so that's the importance of list re-engagement, list retargeting. And again, if you don't got a CRM, go get one. Now, we're sponsored by Go High Level, or Ready Sales Pro, excuse me, which runs Go High Level, right? But there are other CRMs out there. And they do other things. But they're not doing what we're doing. That's what it is, because there are some CRMs that just simply capture your emails, and you might even be able to get a campaign, 3 emails and run it off. But to automate a complete process, the more robust that your CRM is, the more you don't have to worry about. You can focus on doing exactly what got you here, your business. That make sense, everybody? Cool. So now we're gonna move on. Go back 6.
And I skipped so many steps. Hold on.
Whoa, Woo, we're done. Everybody wrap it up. All right, cool. So now we're gonna get into step 6, video authority, right? Now, Cloud's my man, he named all of these steps. we having inside jokes about the steps and the names of them. And you know, he's like, yo, that's my video guy right there. That's my guy. I've been shooting videos for a long time. I graduated with video production. So that's kind of like my specialty. You can see the cameras around right now. But when we talk about video authority, what we're really talking about is content is king. Say one more, everybody say that for me. I want everybody to go home. Content is king.
Content is king.
Content is king, right? Why am I saying that? Because in today's day, digital space, that digital ecosystem is how a lot of these interactions take place. It's where people are usually first introduced to their brand. Now, you know, you can like it or love it, but everybody's on their phone at some point in time during the day. Facebook has 1.9 billion users daily. Instagram is right up there. Google is the largest search engine, if I'm not mistaken, in the world. So everybody's on a digital platform. How are you going to separate yourself from all of that? And so video, how do we get someone to know, like, and trust you? You're going to have to utilize video and content as your medium, as how you reach out to people, how you get them to know you. Now, there are different tactics and strategies about how you mess with the algorithm and how you get yourself in front of people and things like that. Leave great hooks, put the captions under there, use these different color schemes, all that. And that's all great. But the first thing I want you to do is just get in front of a camera and be comfortable in front of the camera. Let someone, you had a question in the back? Oh, he said, nah, I got you. You good, you got it. But that is the importance of being able to get in front of a camera and create content. Now, if you really are just against being in front of the camera, that's fine too. Now, I wouldn't recommend it, you know what I mean, because you want people to know, like, and trust you. But if you want to create content, there's other ways. You can do faceless content. There's, you know, everyone's on Instagram. There's 1,000 different ways people are putting out content, creating content. But the thing is, social media, video content is going to support every single stage of the customer journey. From awareness to engagement to subscribing to exciting. I know I'm missing a couple, all the way up to ascending promotions, all of that. You want to be able to pull someone through that entire process. And because digital platform, because the internet, the online presence is so important, you're going to use video. It's what keeps people attention. Now, there was a time where there was radio ads. Who listens to the radio still? Not satellite radio. I'm talking about Power 10Z3 in the car. You still putting the antennas together too? No, I'm just playing. I must be older than you. Like, antennas? What are you talking about? We using antennas. Who remembers the aluminum foil on antennas to get it? You know what I'm saying? Look, I look young. I got a little bit of years on me. But the reason why I bring that up is because we just got to take advantage of the tools that are in front of us right now, right? So now we're going to dive into a little bit of the inner workings of the social media. So I'm in digital marketing, but I specialize in social media marketing. I was doing social media marketing before I knew social media marketing what it was. I was like, yo, I'm about to put this camera up. We about to talk about something. We're going to market this. I'm a spoken word artist. So my first thing was I'm going to market my personal brand. I'm an artist. I'm going to put myself out there. I was putting videos up on Instagram when they put 15 seconds on the clock. Who remember when Instagram was just pictures? I remember that. Do y'all remember that? Yeah. You know what I mean? I was there when they put up the first 15 seconds. Before the algorithm. It's like before the Matrix. Before the Matrix, there was Morpheus. Nah, before they had an algorithm, people used to put up pictures and put up videos, and they wanted to see how the thing about Instagram and Facebook, they get paid based off of how long you're on their app, right? So what they found out was, if I put 15 seconds on the clock and someone is looking at a video, they're looking at that for 15 seconds. Well, let me see. What if I put it to 60 seconds? Okay, I'm gonna keep them on for a minute. Who remembers IGTV? IGTV, you could put up to 15 minutes. So the whole point of the platform is to keep your attention long enough for them to monetize you as a user. So when they go to their, their ads, whoever puts ads on Instagram, whoever purchases the information, whoever, they can then leverage that time, that consumption, so that Instagram gets paid. You get what I'm saying? So now how do we use that? How do we reverse engineer that for our gain? We go in there, we put up content, and if we could grab your attention, we can get you to come to my medical spa, or we can get you to use my cleaning company. But here's the thing, and social media is my thing, so I study this. Here's the thing though, when Instagram, Facebook first came out, all they did was test the data. After they got good at testing the data, they learned how to optimize it for monetization. So that's when they introduced the algorithm. So now you can't just put your content out there and all 50,000 of your followers is gonna see your content. That's not how it works anymore. Because now they know, okay, well, you know what? If I got someone who has 20,000 followers, right now the average is between 3 to 10% of your followers even gonna see your content. So if you have 20,000 followers, the most that's gonna be there is what? Was 2,000? At the most? So what did they turn it into? They turned it into a pay-to-play service. So now everybody sees where you boost your posts, right? You can boost your posts for $50. Or now they have Facebook ads. Facebook bought Instagram. Now you pay Instagram, you pay Facebook, they're gonna run your ads on Instagram and Facebook. And WhatsApp. Google is the Don Juan of all of this. Google pimps you out for that time. Yeah, they do. And we're going to get into paid ads in a second here, but I want to talk about digital marketing and social media, because social media isn't just Instagram. Social media is Instagram, it's TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. There's other ones that don't, control much of the market share, but there are other ones there. So the reason why I want you to know this is because I want you to know how they're looking at the game, so you know how to look at the game, right? So every single time you're putting up content, you're taking a portion of the market space, but you're competing with people who are paying. Now it's incentivized traffic. So now when you see people, and man, the game get dirty. I'll tell you that, because when you see pages with 300,000 followers, go look at those followers. Go see how many of those are real people and whether you can tell or not. Go look at the comments. See how many of those are botted comments. See how many. But what they're playing is they're playing the algorithm game. That's what they're doing, because it's no longer just great content. Now it's great content strategically placed to get into the face of their ideal customer.
So is that why I got an F on
That's exactly why you got that.
I was over here and I was listening. Now don't get me wrong, we all start where we start at. But
I literally got an F.
you said SEO, right?
Yeah.
You said SEO. Search engine optimization. That's what SEO is, right? So basically they're selling you on getting found through the search engine. You're competing against people who are paying to be found in the search engine. So now, if you've seen before, they always told you to use hashtags. Hashtags are not as weighted as heavily as they used to be. Now it's keywords and what people are looking for. When you start paying for Google ads and you start paying for these things, people are bidding on that. So yeah, no doubt. And I'm in your field, it's probably very competitive, right? So there is a combination, there's a strategy that has to be able to put in place so that you not only use your SEO, but you also use your content. And then a lot of people are going to have to invest in that strategy outside of paid ads, because we're going to talk about paid ads in a second, but I'm going to give you some information that may change how you look at paid ads. But for social media, playing the game of social media, there is a combination of your online presence that involves website, CRM, and your data and analytics. But then the other side of it is being able to how to play against the algorithm, get your content in front of people, right? Now, great content is always going to beat out poor content unless the poor content is played strategically.
If you ever seen a lot of these Facebook ads, they're just people in front of their phone. You no longer, and this hurt me because I do video production, but you don't need a big budget no more. You don't need the lights and the cameras and the $300 mics and things like that. But if you have great content, you have a strategy put in place, you'll be able to use the social media to get in front of your customer. Matter of fact, do you have any questions about social media marketing or digital marketing or content, video production, anything like that?
Do you focus more on Instagram or Facebook?
It depends on what your industry is. It depends on what your industry is, and it depends on what your ideal customer is. Strategically speaking, Facebook has a much older audience. So if your ideal customer is a little bit older in age, then you'll go there. Instagram has a younger. Instagram also has a very short attention span. Facebook has a little bit longer because the layout is different, right? So depending on what who your ideal customer is, what you're selling, then it'll determine what platform you utilize. But rule of thumb, everybody should have an Instagram. Everybody has an Instagram because whether your ideal customer is there or not, when someone hears about it, the first place they usually go is to Instagram. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the users, because they're younger or because of whatever the demographics are, the first thing they do is pull out their phone. They don't go home and go to a computer. They pull out their phone, right? Any other questions? Did that help?
Oh yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? Any questions online? Y'all can just make up some questions.
Because I use Facebook. I didn't know that.
We ain't gonna get into how old, because I ain't that stupid. We ain't getting nobody age, but no, but there is a strategic, plan behind social media strategy. You have one more?
Do you feel like a faceless or a face Instagram with a face is more?
If I had to, and again, it goes back to your ideal customer. If you're in the industry where you have to gain someone's trust, get in front of the camera, right? Now, if I'm a plumber, I don't care what the plumber look like. Do you know what you're doing? You know what I mean? If I do construction, if I do roofing, I don't really care. You know what I mean? As long as you have a good funnel, and I'll touch on that in a second. I don't really care about, do I know, like, and trust this roofer? Can you do the job? You know what I mean? But if you have a more personable industry, like even maybe massages, who the hell am I about to let touch my body? You know what I mean? Who am I letting them to, I might do, there's mobile bartending or there's mobile masseuses. Who am I about to let into my house? You know what I mean? So those type of industries, you want to be able to connect with them a little bit more. The other thing with social media, and this is one thing I see all the time. Oh man, I almost didn't even talk about this. Content is king, but content is not marketing. Posting is not going to get you sales. I want to say that again. Posting is not going to get you sales. There's a lot of people who say, and there's even like a trending audio out right now, like, yo, get on your social media and market. Market is the entire process where posting fits inside of that process. Posting gives you awareness. It doesn't make sales. So if you're posting your product, if you're posting your business, yeah, that's part of that awareness phase, but you want to be able to use it to assist in your marketing strategy, but it's not marketing itself. So you want to be able to have sales-driven content. You want to have sales-driven script. You want to be able to push people to a funnel where they can get inside of your ecosystem, your emails. That's the power of social media. It's like a big-ass billboard. Hey, look at my followers, look at my views. All right, now that gets them in the door, but it's not gonna sell them right off the bat. Anyway, there. Any more questions? And we'll.
I have a comment. This is just really valuable information. This is what you call like the business of the business. I think nowadays we live in a space where Instagram or some of these social media platforms, they make running the business seem very easy. Like all you have to do is kind of open up the door and turn on the lights and people are flock. And again, to your point, it's a lot of posts, but to go in depth as far as, again, the business of the business and the processes and how everything kind of works in unison to really create structure. Right. You don't really find this information out there like that in a way that you all are doing it.
I'm gonna touch on that. And like I said, I don't want to take up too much time. I could, I'm spoken word all this. I could get up here and talk. But when we start, I went to school for video production, mass communications. There's something called sensationalism. And before it was in news media, print media, they used to, who could sell the most intriguing headline? Well, the same thing, it's a new trick, and it's an old trick in a new way. Now, when they tell you, oh, I could flip 10,000 in 2 days, and I could get you 50,000 clients in 24 hours. So sensationalism. So now, why are they doing that? Because they want you to stay on their content. They want to beat the algorithm. Because if the Instagram algorithm is going to say, okay, yo, listen, he stayed on my video for 45 to 60 seconds. This person who may just be giving you valuable information but has no sensationalism behind it, you know, they're only staying on there for 10 seconds. Well, I gotta use this crazy hook. I gotta put the captions, I gotta put the special and do all that stuff. So now you're looking at it so that now my content can come in front of everybody else. But you're absolutely right. A lot of the stuff you're seeing on Instagram, a lot of the stuff you're gonna see out there is just sensationalism. You know what I mean?
Clickbait.
Clickbait, yeah. You know what I mean? And they actually, I understand it, but it's getting to the point where it's almost unethical because they'll sell you on things.
At that point,
I mean, listen. Look.
And how do people run ads with that when they're doing this?
That's his way of like, all right, Kay, move on to the next one. You're right. We're going on to the next one.
But can I just say before we move on, bro is a pro because I just learned some new stuff about social media and that right now. Like I've been talking to him for over a year, and I was like, damn, really?
Well, I appreciate that.
See, he said he went to school about that. Okay.
Social media dominance.
That's what's gonna happen when you deal with what he's talking about. You're gonna have social media dominance.
And
they ain't gonna know what angle you're coming from.
And the reason why it's so important, and we're gonna get into it, because as business owners, we're not using social media the way your casual, creator, influencer is gonna use social media. We're here to drive a process. We're here to get a tangible result. We're not here to wow you or to keep you on my page. And you know what I mean? And people, don't get me wrong, people monetize their social media pages, but we're talking about selling an actual product or service. Now this brings me to paid ads, right? Paid ads is another thing where you gotta know the business behind the business of it. When you're running paid ads, whether it's Facebook or whether it's Google, they're the ones pimping you out. They're the ones, right? So you want to know how they're using it so you know how to use it. Do you get what I'm saying? First thing I want to talk to you because you talked about paid ads, right? We talked about when people come on to your page and they don't necessarily buy, they might not even leave the information. Because you have your Google Analytics set up, they keep track of that. So anyone who even saw your ad or even briefly touched on it, you can now specifically target ads back to them because later on they might want to buy it. But where are you placing your ads at? That's the first thing I want to talk about. You use Facebook ads or Google ads?
I use Google, Facebook, and Instagram.
Google, Facebook, and Instagram. Well, Google and Facebook. Facebook owns Instagram. Yeah. So Google owns YouTube. So if you're doing Google, Google owns YouTube, Facebook owns Instagram and WhatsApp. Google is intentional, meaning when people go to look for a service, they're going to Google you. They're going to look, okay, best, residential cleaner near me, best tax accountant near me. It's intentional. So you got to keep that in mind when you start going and bidding for your keywords. Your keyword strategy has to be on point, right? So that's when your SEO comes in. You want to be able to know what are people looking for when they're looking for this service. Facebook is completely, I wouldn't say opposite, but it's the other side of the spectrum. Facebook is interruptive marketing. No one really goes on Facebook unless you go directly to the market page. No one really goes on thinking, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna find a great masseuse on Facebook, or I'm gonna find a great tax accountant on Facebook. It's interruptive. So you may be looking at, your cat video, family, who posted, who's in what relationship, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still do that, but, So if you're looking at that and then the ad pops up, how do they know to put that ad in front of you? Facebook ads it's a lot more of demographics and psychographics that they're looking at. You know, what your gender is, what your you know, your age,
What you just scrolling on?
what was you scrolling? Yeah, things that are specifically, so they know that if I interrupt you, it's a better chance of you stopping on it, clicking through, and things like that.
It's a good interruption.
Yeah, worth the money you about to pay for it, right? Because they want to, you know, they pimp you out, but they want to do a good job at it. You know what I mean? So I want you to pay me, and I'm gonna make you pay me for this, but I want you to think I'm doing a good job. And so the other thing that we have to look at is how they're actually doing a good job. When we start running these Google ads and Facebook ads, it's not a TV play. Like, okay, you get 30 seconds on a TV. You know what I mean? $7 million for a Super Bowl commercial. That's not how it works. When you start putting your ads, they're looking at it from a AI standpoint. They're looking at all of the data. Okay, I put up these ad sets. People looked at it here. I targeted these keywords. Okay, well, let me tweak it a little bit. AI, let me tweak it a little bit. Let me see if I could get this many impressions. Okay, this got 0 reach and 0 impressions. Well, let me switch out this ad set. Let me switch out this time of day. Let me try these things. Then when they catch something, once the AI catches it, then they stop optimizing, but it's all done through AI. So what you want to do is you want to set up multiple variables for your ads and then let them use the time to optimize your ads. But guess what? You're paying for all of it. So it's this whole, you know, you got to pay to play, but you got to play it with a strategy. Right. Instead of just going to Facebook like, I want this, I'll pay you $200 in my daily budget, you know, blah, blah, blah. They say you got to spend at least $2,000, I believe it's a month, to optimize the process of getting your customer.
What do you mean, on social media?
On Facebook, using Facebook ads. So if you have a monthly budget of $2,000, that's the minimum. And then they'll be able to optimize your ads within 14 days.
See, they tell us we
1,200. 1,200? Who told you 1,200?
I've heard that a few times from different marketing companies.
So one thing about marketing companies. I ain't gonna say because I'm a marketing company. But the reason why I say that is they're not gonna want to stretch you and they don't want to scare you, right? So if you say, was it 1,200 in ad spend or 1,200 to them?
Ad spend.
To ad spend. All right, well, this information is coming directly from Facebook. They say, and it's not necessarily that 1,200 isn't going to be effective, but in order for them to optimize their AI, you got to give them enough information, enough time, with enough money budget behind it to run the necessary algorithm and then the different variables for them to optimize your ad sets. That makes sense. There's a lot of words right there.
So you need at least a $2,000 budget for the AI process for them to kind of
for it to run through the process, and there's also recommendations. So you want to have at least three different ad sets, not just one photo or one video. And here you go. Right. And make it work.
So we need 2 bands to even see what's right or wrong.
To even see what's right and wrong within 14 days.
And that $2,000 covers all the ad sets.
Ads, yeah, yep. So it'll be like $30. Say if your budget is $2,000 per month, divided by 30, what's that? Like $50, $75 a day, something like that. So if you have 3 ad sets, you'll spend $25 on this ad set. You'll spend $25 on this ad set, and so they'll run that daily. Now, what if the first ad set gets you 15 impressions, and the second ad sets don't give you any impressions? Well, then they'll stop running this one, and they'll optimize this one. They'll put it out there a little bit more, so then they can see how many people are really engaging in it. After 2 weeks, they're going to know, listen, this one is trash. You're gonna have to put that one back in the drawing board. This one right here, this is the one we're gonna run from now on. You know what I mean? So they'll be able to give you back that data. And data points is going to be able to drive your business. Make sense? Do you know where you're running ads? Do you know where to run the ad, paid ads? How much should I spend ad? What do I say on the ad? What do I say on the ad? Are there any writers in here? You writer? Are you a poet?
I do write poetry.
Poetry? Yeah. It's not gonna help you though. It's not gonna help you. Not even.
Don't use it.
Don't even. You're not even speaking to their. Cause look, I'm joking. I'm a spoken word artist too, but the reason why I say that is because we have a way of playing with words and making it, feel like something. And it works for the audience. It works to provoke emotions. For business, you want to be a lot more direct. Direct to the pain point, direct to the solution, direct to the transformation. You want to get it right there. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people are you're going to have their attention for 3.5 seconds. You know what I mean? And it takes an average of 3 clicks for someone to actually buy a product from you or subscribe to your service. That means they have to click on your ad, they have to click through your landing page, they have to click on some type of value content before they feel comfortable enough saying like, yeah, I'm gonna go with you. You know what I mean? And that whole, and the moon, the stars, it ain't gonna grab them like it should. Now don't get me wrong, I'm an artist as well, so it has its place. But the ad copy is gonna be, and you touched on it before, you wanna talk about the problem, the pain points, and the transformation.
Is this the offer?
No, this is for the paid ads, but this is the ad copy. So your offer is going to be a part of your sales process, but it's also going to be in your ad copy. And here's another a key thing about running Google and Facebook. Facebook doesn't want you to talk about the problems. Facebook doesn't want you to talk about the pain points, the problems, things like that. Facebook, being an interruptive marketing strategy versus Google, which is an intentional. Intentional, you go ahead, you run the pain points because I'm in pain, like help me. You're coming to Facebook as a relaxation, as enjoyment, entertainment. You want to feel those things. So if if you have a negative speech, if you have a negative ad copy where you're talking about, look, you're hurt, ain't you? You're feeling like shit, ain't you? Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna block your ad. They're gonna block your ad, and you'll be like, yo, why? And they'll send you through the whole guidelines and whatever. You know what I mean? Or you peel it for 30 days. Yeah, you don't know what's going on. And there's some other tips out there as well. You want to use we, you want to use us, you don't want to use you. You know what I mean? You don't want to talk about. There's one more that you want to stay away from, but it escapes me right now. But Facebook is interruptive marketing, so you want to keep it light. You want to talk about that transformation. You want to talk about all the good things you're going to feel when you use my service. With Google, you want to get straight to the point. Google's like, listen, you got a leak, your roof leaking, this is what you want. You know what I mean? IRS is on your back, this is who you need. But paid ads. There's a couple more things I want to talk about paid ads. Real quick, because I know Clive was always like, yo, get off the goddamn mic. Paid ads. Have a budget.
Give them the value.
Have a budget. Have a budget. Do not run paid ads with $200 in your budget. They gonna take your money and they're like, hey, yo, we did what we can.
I have a quick question, and I don't want to prolong everything.
This is for you.
Like with the paid ads, because this is my pet peeve, but my marketing team, this is what they do with my stuff, and I can't stand it myself, so I don't know why they do it. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with the algorithms, because you mentioned that. But I can't stand like these long ass, excuse my language, y'all, paid ads telling us all this stuff, or they had the long videos you can't even click and fast forward. You gotta listen to the whole thing just to get to the bottom line, to the product.
Right.
Like for me, I may be interested in it, and then now this hour, I don't have an hour. I'm a business person to be listening to it. I gotta go.
Whoever's writing that sucks.
Right, and we've gone over different sales scripts and ad copy as well. It's like when you have someone that doesn't, what they'll do is they'll look at the type of press that the type of print material you already put out there. They'll take some of the language from some of your advertisements, right? They'll put it in there and they'll tell everybody about all the different things and what you do. Hey, listen, I'm located here. I'm the best one in it. All of that nonsense. Yeah. But what you want them to do is get straight to how am I the best at what is my value? My value is getting rid of this problem. How do I do it? I do it this way. You can find me here. You want to be exact to it. Now, if the marketing agency is the one that you're using, they're creating your ad copy, they may not have people that actually specialize in doing ad copy. And we've had the situation before. We had, because they have Indian teams, or they have people, and no disrespect, but they have people from other countries who may not understand the social, context of what we look, and they okay, well, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do, and they'll get bullet points and their bullet points and things like that. But when you understand what your customer is feeling and how you service them in a very direct way, you may be better at doing the ad copy yourself. You know what I mean? Or even going on YouTube and listening to a couple different pointers about how to create ad copy and things like that. You may be better at it than yourself. But my biggest thing is the marketing agency you use, I don't know who they are. You know what I mean? So they may be, Joe Smo from around the corner. They may be in a different country. You never know. But their whole job is give them a deliverable. You know what I mean? And again, if you're running a Facebook is going to get you some, they're going to get you some feedback. You know what I mean? That's how they earn their keep. Now, are they optimizing it? Are they doing the best that they can do? You won't know until you look at those KPIs. What's your click-through rate? What's your conversion rate? Have you looked at the CRO? Have you looked at different, variables in your ad copy, different ad sets, different creatives? You know what I mean? So those are the type of things that you want to go in and evaluate, in that process. And again, it's going to take a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time to optimize your actual paid ads. Any other questions? I know I was talking a lot. I know that my mouth is dry.
A lot of information, man.
Honestly, this is what we do. Like I said, I was marketing before I knew I was marketing. And I was a spoken word artist. So there was a point where I did want to connect with people using my words. So now when you translate that skill set to a business, the actual practice is the same, it's just what the goal is different. Now, I might have wanted to move you to be an activist, or I might have wanted to move you to do something for your community. Well, now I want to move you to make for action, a sales process, or, commit to something or do, but the same process is still there. It's just going to be what the end goal is going to be different. So that's paid ads. If you have any questions or think of any questions, get in contact. Yeah, reach out. You could find me.
I'll post all of our information.
There you go. All right. Cool. All right. Appreciate your time, people. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a tough act, because bro right here is a pro. Like, I really learned a lot of stuff in that. And I just wanted to touch back on that last point that he said about paid ads. He said your marketing team wrote a long ad. So my first website was a novel, because I love books. I love to read books. I love this space because there's books I'm a book person. I'm articulate. I've been writing long stuff long before ChatGPT. I'm a writer. That's been my thing. So my first website, you had to read through 8 of my cleaning checklist before you could get to, I had 8 cleaning checklists, and then a tiny little button on page 15 that was like, book my service, right? Nobody cares what I'm doing step by step in the cleaning. They only care, can I get it done? That's it. So I only wanted to say that. I'm not going to touch on that too long because Ketter gave us all the tea on that, okay? But what I wanted to say on that is, A, your marketing team sucks. You need to have someone else do your sales copy. Maybe send me one of those. I bet you I'll do it much better. But he said that earlier, your attention span is 3.5 seconds. So that's why they don't want to look at a 15-minute video or any kind of ad that runs longer than these 3 sentences. You know what I mean? Are you in pain? I'll relieve your pain. That's really it. All the other stuff is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna press my thumb between the right flexor and nope, no one cares about that. Are you gonna relieve the pain? So I want us to just keep that in mind as we are thinking about ads. That was extremely helpful, for me even, because when he said don't run to 200, I've done that. I ran $200 of ads on Google, and I got back all people who were looking for jobs. This is a true story. I got back 15 leads out of that $200. 14 of them were looking for jobs. I'm like, I'm not paid Google to get people to work. But that's because I had no clue where to run the ads, how to run paid ads, right? I'm like, I'm gonna just give Google my credit card and tell them, hey, I do cleaning. I didn't even understand that translated to, I need a job. People who didn't even speak English called me, was like, they need work. I'm like, why are you calling me? Because my ad sucked. I didn't know how to run it. I didn't know where to run it. I spent that bullshit $200 and I didn't know what to say. So just wanted to follow up with that. Obviously, he's the expert. If any of you are running ads, I'm gonna put Ketter's information up. I'll make sure you guys all have that. Go and speak to him about it because your ads probably suck. Can I have the clicker? So don't mind me, but my next scroll is going to say number 7 as well, but it's really number 8. So by the time I was looking at this, my eyeballs hurt. I'm kind of blind, so this was just killing my eyes, all right? But number 8, I mean, well, look, it says 9. Like, does the next one say 9 too? Psh, yeah, it does. Look at that. So number 8 is the networking ninja, and that's me, okay? I do the networking because that's the top way that I make money. We tend to forget that people do business with people that they like. So I've met you, I like you. If I'm down here and I need any kind of medical spa thing, I'm gonna remember that you sat on front of my event and you were cool to talk to. Even if I don't know what it is you did or whatever you do, I wanna do it with you because we've connected. And that's what networking is about. Most of the big jobs and clients that I get are from networking events. I'll have people call me up and say, oh, should have been did that. I'll have people call me up and say, hey, I met you at the so-and-so. I'm like, yeah, sure. They're like, yeah, come and do this bigger job for me. I've got a whole building, 100 apartments, they all need cleaning. And when you get people like that, I've never haggled with someone who likes me over price. Never. The price that I put up is the price that they're gonna pay. Because you know why? They trust me. They met me. We've hobnobbed in person. We shook hands, we laughed. They know that I'm a little silly. I'll bust out with a dance or something like that. They remember me. And this is why they actually do business with me. So most of us know that we should be networking, but this era of click, computers, all of that has made you think that it is okay to hide behind this computer and send out 1,000 emails. That could work. But I'm just going to tell you that you're going to get to the bigger and better business when you present yourself in front of people, because we can't be replaced with this. Nothing is going to replace me and your interaction. Nothing is going to replace me and your interactions personally, right? How I made you feel. That's what drives sales. Is how I made you feel. People don't buy from you initially because they don't trust you. That is a feeling. People won't buy from you because they don't like you. That is a feeling. Or they do buy from you because it's like, hey, you make me feel like you can take care of that. Ketter made me feel like I'm gonna give him $1,000 and we going to take off because he gonna put the best ads in the best place. And that's because of the trust that was established by us speaking. Now, if he would have wrote all of that in an email and sent all of you an email, it's not going to get the same reaction. Maybe out of one of you, it'll be like, you know what? This was written pretty well. And based on this writing, I trust him. Nah. But when you see him in person and you see how he connects and you understand that he's a professional by his tone of voice, by his cadence, by his confidence, that can't be replaced by an email sent or a cold call made by someone else. So, what is the networking ninja? That was why you network. A lot of us know why we should network, but we don't know how to. I come to networking events because I do them all the time, and it looks like the club in 2000s. Girls are on the wall over here, guys are on the wall over there. No one wants to talk to each other, and not me. I'll come tap you on the shoulder. Hi, what do you do? I do cleaning. Hi, here's my card. Yeah, call me up, okay? And everybody else is like, oh, you're so energetic. No, this is what we're here for. What are y'all here for? Because I could have stayed at my house and stood up on the wall and maybe just, had wine with my friends instead of coming out here. So a lot of us don't actually know how to network. And the how to network is not just going out, shaking hands and kissing babies. It's the follow-up. Nobody's going to remember, well, they remember me, but nobody usually remembers you after the first time they met you. So you need to shoot them an email. Hey, I met you last night at that event at the Black Dot. I had on the all black, I was dressed for the funeral, whatever, right? Follow up. And then it's like, hey, what I found that works with networking, a lot of people will get out in front of people like, hi, I'm Shireen, I clean homes, here's what I do, me, and me. Nobody cares about me. Right? They want to talk about themselves. So when I'm saying, how do I network? What do you do? How do you service your community? How can I get more customers in front of you that you do business with? Now, with that approach, you're gonna be like, whew, I remember Shireen, let me call her up. I just did this recently because I got an idea from my partner here. He was like, nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear about you. Ask them what they do and how you can service them. Changed up my messaging a little bit. I got so many responses like, hey, you know what? I met you at a networking event and I want to know how I can find the kind of customers that would build you up, right? Now they're like, oh, me? Yes, here's my customers, here's everything, because everyone is a narcissist at heart. We all love talking about ourselves. Maybe not a narc, but you know what I mean. We all love to talk and hear ourselves. So when we're out networking, what you want to do is, not be afraid to come and speak to these people about what's going on. That's what we're here for. It's just like the club. We're all here to dance. Why are y'all on the wall? It's the same with the networking. We're here to make money. We're here to exchange information. We're here to get to know each other personally. So again, you meet with people, you follow up with them, you find out what drives them, and that will open up your circle because again, you've made them feel like they're important. Keyword, feeling. You made them feel like they're important. Now they're gonna call you with their business and they love you. People love dealing with me, not just I'm amazing, but also because I understand how to network, how to put the spotlight on you so that in turn, anytime anyone in my circle, when they think about cleaning, they're calling me, whether it's their personal homes or a whole building, they understand that that's the connection that we have because we've met in person, we've shaken hands, we've sat down, we've eaten together, we've talked about their families, their friends, their wants, their needs, their concerns, everything like that. So this is how we're networking. I've already explained why we're networking. And when do you network? All the time. I don't even know why I put that up there. All the time, okay? As business owners, we should be at least 2 networking events per week, right? That may seem excessive, but again, the people that you meet in person, the people that get to feel your energy, the people that you physically shake hands with are going to be the ones you get the biggest deals from, okay? One of my biggest clients was probably Barnes & Noble's. I got that deal from, I don't even know where I met that woman, but she remembered me. And when I saw her, she gave me a hug, like, oh, Sheree, yes, here. We're doing this. And I was so upset. I was talking to Clive when we bid on it. And she was like, yeah, how much you gonna charge? I said, yeah, $12,000 plus tax. She was like, yeah, sure. I said, damn it, I could have charged her 20 bands on that. Like, seriously. But again, that's just the power of dealing with people in person, that they respect your energy. They understand you more than, you're gonna stand out more than someone else who just sends them an email like, hey, here's my bum ass offer. You know what I mean? But now in person, it's like, you remember me. We did what we did, right? Another part of how you're networking, I almost forgot to say, is just follow up, is retargeting. Same thing like retargeting your list, we retarget people. Some, I forget which one you said, I think Clive said it, who gets these numbers and they just go everywhere. I go to networking events, I collect business cards. It's always a mental game for me. I'm like, okay, if I got 200, I want to get out 100 of my cards into people's hands, and then I want to see how many I can get, right? And then you leave them all there and they're completely useless. Again, you want to take those numbers, reach out to those people, find out what makes them tick. Find out what makes them tick and then connect with them in that way. So that's just another part of how you are networking, all right? And again, we forget about these numbers, we forget about these people. They're only hot on your mind for 24 hours. Going to the event is only one part of actually networking. The biggest part, retargeting, getting back to them. When you come home from that event, that you send that initial email to all 45 of those business cards that you got, and you keep following up with them. And I heard someone said something the other day, we don't want to harass people. Yes, we do, okay? I am going to call, email, and text you until you tell me to leave you alone or you threaten me. I'm going to call the police. Maybe you don't want my product now. No problem. You sure? 75% off? I. Like, you know what I mean? So we have to be the same way with networking. We have to be relentless in our pursuit of these customers. I mean, why not? This is your business. This is only going to make you more money. So get in front of people, do the networking, be relentless in your pursuit of interactions with people, and be relentless on that getting back in contact with them, reaching back out to them, continuing to reach out until they're like, stop calling me, bro, this is harassment. You sure? All right. But again, that's the power of networking, and this is why we do networking. Did anyone have any questions about that? All right, so I actually have something that I put together about how to network, and I will make sure to email that to you guys at the end of this, all right? So our last step on our roadmap. Oh, sorry, forgot. Homework for this section, because again, this is a business workshop of how we're gonna make money. Find one networking event this week. I love BNI because when my business started, I got into a BNI by accident, and it has been just one of the biggest parts. BNI stands for Business Networking International. I know that every state and city has a chamber of commerce as well. Those are just places that you can start, but find one networking event to go to and get your information into 100 people's hands. That's your homework. I bet you if you did that every week, that's just gonna steamroll as far as your clients coming in, okay? So that is your homework for that. Any questions? Woo woo! All right, so we are on to the last step, which is step 9 again, okay? Because I told you I was kind of blind with that. But this last step is where we're gonna bring up Clive again, and he's gonna talk to you about the $1 million metrics, how the information is in the data. A lot of times we have this data, we don't know what it means, we don't know how to put it together, and we don't know how to use it to improve our businesses. So this is what Clive is going to speak to you about.
Excellent, good job, all right. All right, they gave me all the nerd parts, right? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. All right. I didn't get none of that. I didn't get the video part. I didn't get the ads. Sales process. I had to talk about numbers, software. That's crazy. You know I do all this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? I know all this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying?
You just don't want to hear about it.
I know it. They make it sound exciting, you know what I mean? But all right, $1 million metrics, right? Because everything we talked about, and it's so much because you had to weave numbers into everything, right? They talked about numbers consistently, Facebook ads, click-through rates, CROs, right? You know what I mean? What does the CRO mean?
Conversion rate optimization.
Okay, thank you, sir. Conversion rate optimization. What does that mean in the plain language term?
You got to make sure that your landing pages, it converts them. It's easy for people to convert. It's easy for people to, get the value out of it and actually sign up for something.
That they make sure, this is what it really means. He said it correctly. You have a great offer. It's easy to find out where to either buy something or whatever action they want you to do. Those are the two things. It has a great offer. It's easy to find because, like you said, it's like the amazing offer. She said, hey, the thing is amazing, but it's way down at the bottom of the page. I couldn't click through the video. People will have something and be like, oh yeah, I want that. And then you'd be like, where do I go buy that at? Right there. So $1 million metrics, right? What information do you track? Once again, we're talking about going from strangers to clients, getting more customers, understanding. Now, the first thing you want to track is how many leads am I getting in, right? How many people, and you want to track these through all these ways. Now, if you really want to get ninja on it, technical, is that your business card will have a phone number. You'll have a separate phone number on your website. You have a separate phone number on your truck, right? You'll have all of these things that'll be different because that way you're tracking what's going on. You'll have different landing pages for each one, right? Where you're driving traffic to. If you really want to say, where are all these things going on at? Each employee will have their own business card that has a number on it so you can track, give referrals, right? That's just the top rate of it. And because you want to be able to understand how many leads am I getting in and where are they coming from? And these numbers, that's the phone number part. Then we want to have different links right? They have different URL, they have, UTM parameters, making sure that we have all the links inside of when we're running ads. What is the link on each ad? What is the UTM parameter, right? These are tracking measurements. And they're understanding when you see those, when you ever see an ad and it sees this long line, right? Those are UTM parameters. They're all tracking certain codes. They're doing it. So that's what's going on. Coming from Facebook. Who here has a link tree? You have a link tree? You take it down. All right.
Best advice. Take it down.
I just two things about Linktree, right? Because Linktree is like the bane of my existence. Because I understand what they're doing, right? But people stay with the. So two things, right? You can't track what's going on with the Linktree, right? You don't know what's going on, and then you have 5 different offers on your Linktree. Like it's like, oh, come to my Linktree. Do you want a book? Do you want the product? Do you want to call me tomorrow? Do you want to call me next week? Do you want to? Like, yo, listen, you confusing the people. One call to action, and you need to have in Linktree. That's why I'm just saying you'd be better off taking a web page from your domain and putting it on there and just mirroring it there instead. And you could do it with you don't even need. I'm saying use a landing page software, and we would do something totally technical. But you could use your own page on your website and just put that there and make that into a link tree. And we all use the word. They've become so synonymous with it. We call it. That Linktree is just the company. It's not even a real name, right? You know what I'm saying? They just made that up. That's their name of the company. But we're like, yo, you don't got a Linktree? No, I do not have a Linktree, sir. No, you do have a Linktree. No, that's a link that has other web pages in there. So anyway, let me get on a tangent about that, right? Because that is really how you see the people. They say, I gotta have these Linktrees. No. So, because we want to track data, because we need to, go ahead.
Where do I get the landing page?
There's landing pages all over. So, do you have a website?
Yeah.
Okay. So, of course, I'm always going to say you get the CRM, but if you have a website, all your landing page is, right, is a separate page that you create on your web page. Landing page and a website are the same thing, all right? The reason they say them different because technically they're just different so that marketers can understand the difference. A web page, it has all your services, everything you have to offer. So when people want to come and explore everything you got, what do you service? They want to come, and this is why you have heat maps on your page, is because you want to see what are people looking at, what are people reading when they come on a page, on my blogs, everything is there. A landing page has one call to action and no other, so you can build one anywhere. You could build it right in your website. Just have a page that and they call it has no other. You take out the footer, take out the header. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know what it is, but since you said it's like separate landing pages, is there a service that gives you separate landing pages? Like more than one?
Yeah, so when I say separate landing pages, once again, I'm just saying that you can create that separate landing page inside of your website. You can do it inside of your website. Inside of your website, you're just doing different you would just create custom pages that are landing pages for different services. So if you said, I have, we're talking medical spa, it's like, hey, do you have a back problem? That would be the landing page would just say, hey, do you have a back problem? Do you feel pain when you're laying down and you need something to heal your back? And this other one could say, do you have a knee problem? Do you want to get your knee ready? And you're running ads for people who have a knee problem. You're running ads for people who have a back problem. And it only has one call to action. It's all for people who have a back problem. All for people who have a knee problem. So that's the first thing, is making sure you have those links, because now you're tracking all of those links. You're tracking everything that's going there, right? Once you're tracking all of that, now at each stage, we're looking at conversion. From the links we're tracking, we're coming to the landing page. How many people came to the landing page and converted and and took action, what you wanted right here? All right. For a website, how many people came to the website? And then you'll have the next action I tell people to have is have a heat map, right? And your heat map is to let you know where people are looking at on your website. Are they looking at this article? Are they looking at that article? Where did they go? What are they spending their time on? How long what was page engagement, right? Like I said, we're going in depth about metrics. So these are deep metrics when you're saying what information do you track, right? So going to the appointment, going to the button that they connect, that's if I'm going to get an appointment, going from the appointment to showing up for the sales call, And then you're tracking all the people from there. How many people came? If we're selling a product, how many people got to our checkout page? How many people came to our website, came to our checkout page, and checked out? And how much did the average person spend if we're doing products? How much did that? Oh, people usually spend $8, $10, $20, $50, whatever they spend, right? We understand that. How can we get more? How can we? Amazon's always trying to entice you with something else, right? They always like, yo, you ain't get, hold up, you forgot, right? The abandoned cart strategy, right? These are for products. Service, same thing. You're saying, hey, how many people came to appointment? How many people came to that showed up for my sales call, and I converted them into a client, right? That is what we want to know, converting them in that process. Now, how do you track this? We went back to having the link at each part, the same thing with your button. Now this way it goes to your CRM. Now, if you have separate software, it's going to be harder to track. It still can be tracked, but with a CRM, it'll be a lot easier to track because you're using landing pages that are inside the CRM. You're looking at the analytics inside the CRM, how many people came through, and you're using a pipeline. So because of that, it's a lot easier. So I'm just going with the CRM method, but if you were using, there's so many software out there, if we did it conjoined software, it'd be hard. They're coming from the page, they're going to the appointment, to a booking appointment button. You're seeing how many people do that. And the link in there is allowing you inside the dashboard. But behind the scenes is where we're talking about the pipeline. And each pipeline is where you're going to be able to see where every contact is and how many people, just like he said before, how many people came from coming to the website, how many people scheduled an appointment, how many people came to the sales call, and how many people booked. Same thing with a website, with products, but you're just looking at how many people came to all your pages, or even a product if you're selling a landing page, and then how many people actually came to the checkout page, and how many people bought, and if you upsell them, how many people bought the upsell, right? So those are the things that you want to look at with the metrics. How you use this data to improve your process, all right? So the first two parts, you got that? I know I'll be throwing people off with the tracking sometimes. I'll be like, man, all right, you guys got that, right? Now, how will you use this data to improve your business process, right? At every stage, as we talked about before, understanding these metrics and going back to the beginning numbers, understanding these numbers, it allows you to shore up the process because you understand that every contact that comes is potentially, in your business, right, profit of $1,125, right? That's the profit. So you're like, man, how many people came into my software that gave me their contact information and didn't convert? And once your pipeline, you start seeing that, you said, man, so if 10 people come in, right, that's a potential, right? That's a potential 22,000, right, of revenue. That's a potential to come in. And we see all these people converting at the line. So when you understand that those 10 people came in, it's like, okay, 10 people came into my software. I got their information. They're my contact. They're my ideal client. Now, I don't want to go deep because there's people have different scoring measures where it's like, all right, if I met you and I got your information, but you would never even think about my service, I wouldn't count that, right? Some people would count that. So that's the other thing about data is that you have to think about how you're looking at it, how you want to look at it, because some people look at things differently. So I'd be like, oh, well, I met this person, we connected, but I know that they never even thought about my service, right? And then you have what's called lead scoring. Hey, I met this person and I met this person and they're 1 point in my CRM, right? But I know if they come along the journey, they're worth more because I know that they're really interested, right? Because you want to count. It's like, oh, I met 100 people, but out of those 100 people, 50 of them weren't even thinking about my service. They can't even use it, right? It's for people that are 55 and older, and 50 of them are under 55, right? So you're looking at it, so you don't want to count them against potential client because that was never a potential. But just going back to the 10, each one of them that goes through, you're understanding the measurements and you're understanding the potential because now you can see how much money potentially you can make. And then when you're going back to reactivate these people, you still say, okay, in my pipeline, we said 10 here, but I have 100 people. That's 220,000, right? Potentially. They're still open. They've been in your contact database for a year, right? You converted 10 of them to begin with. It took you 2 months to convert 10 more. It took you 5 months to convert 12 more, right? And you just keep going down the line. By the end of the year, that potential 220,000, you made 150 of that. It took you a year to get that done because working through the progress, but you understood what's in my pipeline. And every time you understand the sales pipeline, you understand to aggressively go back into, because you already paid for that lead, whether that's time or money, whether that's networking with somebody or paid ads. You went into and paid for that lead. So no matter what, you have to be like, okay, let me talk back to this person. Let me re-engage them. Oh, they didn't want it today. Because how many things did you buy that you didn't want today, but you came back 3 months later and bought, right? Just, it's not even that you didn't want it. You're just like, I don't need it right this minute. And you come back around. But we have to be keeping engaging with them. And there's of course, we talk about long-term content, long-term nurturing. So those are even more strategies that go on, right? It would take all night for us to go through all the strategies, but that's what the $1 million metrics are. That's how you use the data, improve it. That's how you track the data, and that's how you know what to track, all right? So go ahead.
How often should you go over the numbers?
Huh?
How often should you go over your metrics so that you can refine your focus?
So every week you count the numbers and every quarter. So what you do is you have a quarterly objective, right? You say, hey, at every quarter you're beginning. What are our objectives this week of this month? We saw based on our sales process, right, that our worst thing was our sales, right, from appointment to closing. That was our worst thing. Like everything else was great. We're driving in 1,000 leads a day. We want to get better. We just want to, we have a steady climb of saying, hey, 10% better, but we know we really got to work on this right here, right? So I'm counting numbers every week I have a list of numbers that say, hey, how many leads did we get in? How many people did we convert? Think about all the numbers. That's every week. But every quarter, I'm optimizing everything. I'm dialing, because you couldn't do it every week. You're dialing in, you're looking at everything. You're going back over every process. You're taking a weekend or, depends on how big your business is, say you're taking the time that it needs to be done with you and your team to go over everything, right? You're taking your marketing team, you're saying, okay, let's do a deep dive and go ahead and see what's going on. Let's go ahead and look at all these ads. What are all of our creatives? What's the best performing? What did we miss on, right? We're saying, hey, what's the sales process? And then we're looking at what needs to be improved the most. And we say, and like I said, once again, if it's going from appointment to closed deal, you're saying, okay, we need to work on the script. We need to get the script better. We need to get our tonality better. We need to have our follow-up process after the sales process better. We need to give them more info video before they get on the sales call, because when they get on the sales call, they didn't know what was going on. They didn't really understand it, right? So but once you dial that in and you know what's wrong, then you see the problem. So you're going over every week, and then you're doing a deep dive every quarter. And that's where you go with your numbers. Any other questions? All right. Well, that's it, man. I thank you guys I'm going to turn it over to Shireen to end it off, but I appreciate you guys for coming out in here. We went long tonight. It was so that first time doing it, and
Thank you, Clyde. Thank you, Ketter. Can we check out and make sure that they are still hearing us on Zoom? Because I saw a message here that we were not getting any. Yeah, I heard that.
Did you get the audio right there?
Don't get me to lying. I hear me. I know y'all hear me, so.
You can put in a message that all this will be available on YouTube.
Yep, we will release the replay on YouTube. So what I wanted to say about those $1 million metrics is the dollars is in the data. Okay, so the numbers that you need to track, that's what's going to make you money. Just understanding what numbers you need to track, how to optimize and everything like that. I know she had asked how often, you check those numbers. So you compile them daily. Then weekly, you know what I mean? You'll do those reports, and then quarterly, you'll analyze what needs to happen. So what really needs to happen is you need to work your way backwards. What's your goal? And then you'll know what numbers it takes to get you there. And it's like, okay, what needs to happen every week, every month, every day, right? That's also something I wasn't doing, but then it was like, okay, let's start compiling this stuff daily. Then every week, look at what's going on. So you can see trends in your company, up, down, or sideways, without finding out at the end of the year where it's like, hey, what happened to my sales? Or, what happened with this and that. So just wanted to drop that part on the $1 million metrics. So thank you guys for coming out tonight. Was this valuable for you? Awesome. So replay will be on YouTube, and also those parts that I told you as homework, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about any of that. Also, with these $1 million metrics, I'm going to compile a list of 10 metrics that every business owner needs to know. And if you need that, not if you need it, I'm going to give it to you, whether you tell me you need it or not. But I'll send that out to everyone, okay? So I did want to take a little more time to speak with each of these gentlemen about what they're doing specifically, but we are cutting it close. So here's what I'm going to say. Ketter's the man. You heard him. Go holler at him. I'm going to send all of you his information directly. His company is called The Agency. And again, as you have heard, this guy know what he's talking about. If you need that social media dominance, you don't even see how I come from all angles. That's what's going to happen to you when you mess with Ketter. Your clients are going to be coming from all over the place. Everybody's going to know who you are. All right.
Free consultations and free social media audit.
He said free, but give me $50. I'll let you talk to Ketter. No, I'm I'm joking. Free consultation on all of this. Okay. Ketter has The Agency. Our sponsors here tonight, Ready Sale Pro. If you would like to, get on that CRM, I will send you the information for that as well. All companies have CRM. A lot of people have CRM. None of them are better than ours. I'm just saying that. And again, like Ketter said, if you don't have a CRM, you self-employed. And when I met Clive, I was self-employed, but you couldn't tell me that because I was getting money. But I didn't have a CRM, so none of my stuff was organized. The difference between self-employed and a business owner is the processes that you own. All right. Once you own the processes, now you run that business. You own those processes. You created them. It happens whether you're asleep or not. Self-employed, you can make as much money as that business owner, but you only got 24 hours in a day, and you're gonna have to work all of them. Okay. Clive also runs a business called You Need a Virtual Assistant. We didn't get to speak much on that tonight, but what that is managed virtual assistants. Not your $3 guys from Fiverr that are going to come to you and have no clue what to do with your business. You're going to look at them and be like, all right, go! They're going to look at you like, go do what? Right? Okay? We have managed virtual assistants, meaning that, your VAs are trained before they even, get to your company. Trained on what? Email management, calendar management, reaching out to your potential clients and sending out your invoices, everything that you need to make the money so that you can go and be the visionary you need to be, for your business. So you can go out and tell people, the special ways to massage them to make them feel better, as opposed to, right, you know what I mean? As opposed to, the stuff that's boring. So those are the things. The CRM, we do provide that. Our sponsors tonight, Ready Sale Pro, we will send you all the information if you wanted to get on that. The Agency, again, reach out to Ketter directly. I'm going to make sure that all of our information is posted. And you need a virtual assistant, reach out to Clive directly. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys online. Y'all skated. Next time you better show up. Thank you guys that came through. Thank you guys for coming tonight.